Hello, readers, and thank you for joining me for another vocabulary lesson. This week we are in MyView Literacy, Unit 1, Lesson 3 for 5th grade. Our story is Pedro's Journal, A Voyage with Christopher Columbus. If that sounds like where you are, then you're in the right place. As we get started, let me go ahead and remind you of our structure. I'm going to tell you the word, the definition from the text, a sentence sort of explaining it, giving a little more information, a sentence from the text, and if available, synonyms and antonyms, a picture illustrating the word, and a question to think about. On the think about it question, you can pause the video to think about it or to talk about it with a partner or a small group. Let's get started. Our first word is tide. According to the text, tide is the rise and fall of the ocean. The tide is the regular change in the level of the ocean on the beach. From the text, there we waited for tide and wind and then made way for the Canary Islands. In our picture, you can see a little girl waiting by the beach and watching as the tide comes in and the water gets higher up on the beach. Some synonyms for tide might be current, flow, or surge. Antonyms might be stillness, calm, or stagnation, because then there's no movement. What do you think? How does the tide impact activities such as fishing or boating? And what might happen if you do not pay attention to the tides? And again, you may pause the video there to discuss or think. Our next word is course. According to the text, course is the direction of travel. The course of a vehicle, especially a ship or aircraft, is the route along which it is traveling. The sentence from the text, we are the first ships ever to run a course west to the Indies. In our pictures, of course, you can see two young men using a map to make sure they are on the right course. They don't want to get lost. Some synonyms for course might be route, path, trail, direction, or track. Some antonyms might be detour, obstruction, divergence, or deviation. What do you think? What factors might influence the course of a ship traveling across the ocean? Our next word is jaunts. Jaunts are short, enjoyable journeys. A jaunt is a short trip for pleasure or excitement. From the text, they are no longer endless, empty jaunts into the western sky. In our picture, you see somebody in a hammock in between some trees, probably just enjoying a day trip out somewhere just to get away. Some synonyms, words that mean the same, might be excursions, outings, trips, expeditions, or ventures. Some antonyms might be stays, immobility, idleness, rest, or residence. What do you think? Why might someone enjoy taking jaunts in their free time? And how could these short trips be beneficial? Now, our next two words did not have synonyms and antonyms. They had to do more with distance and length and measurement, but we're still going to review those words as they are important. The first word we're going to look at is leagues. Leagues are units of length that measure the depth of the water. A league is a unit of distance that is equal to about 3 miles. From the text, we have doubled all previous records of days and leagues at sea, and we've gone way past the point where we originally said we would find land. What do you think? How would traveling a distance of 5 leagues differ from traveling 5 miles? And what factors might affect the journey over such a distance? And there in the picture, you can see someone traveling by boat, and they are probably keeping track of how far they've gone by leagues. And last is fathoms. According to the text, fathoms are units of length that measure the depth of water, how deep it is. A fathom is a measurement of 6 feet or 1.8 meters, used when referring to the depth of water. There you can see a picture, and you can see the water at the top, and then you can see the bottom. And you have to measure how deep that is, and you would use fathoms. From the text, The Santa Maria led the way into the sheltered bay of the island and got a mark of only 5 fathoms deep. And of course, if a fathom is 6 feet, that'd be 30 feet deep. What do you think? How would sailors use fathoms to ensure their ship is navigating safely in deep waters? And why is it important to measure the water's depth, especially if you're in a boat? And that is our last word. Thanks for sticking around until the end, and until next time, happy reading.